wondered why no lawyer of repute has supported the now infamous press statement by FEMI FALANA, SAN, on former President Goodluck Jonathan's qualification to contest the 2023 presidential election. Most Nigerian senior lawyers know that each time FEMI FALANA gives his free legal opinion, they are often self-serving and intended to set a mischievous agenda.
The assertion by the leading senior advocate of Nigeria, FEMI FALANA, is misleading.
Mr. FALANA got it wrong.
Has he been elected into the office of the president twice? And the answer is, of course, no.
Mr. FEMI FALANA, but I think in this case he was flying a political kite.
In the now widely discredited legal opinion, SAN FALANA spoke with the hands of Esau, but with the voice of Jacob. He was the agent of those who are afraid of Jonathan entering the presidential race.
President Jonathan was sworn in as president on the 5th of May, 2010. So he spent a year before he contested in 2011 and won the election. So he's done 5 years already. He's therefore disqualified from contesting another election.
Every lawyer knows that no senior lawyer worth his salt issues legal advice via press statements, especially on an issue that has yet to be brought to court for determination.
So why are you preempting something that might not even happen? Because he's going to issue a statement at whose behest, who's sponsoring
FALANA's unsolicited legal opinion was meant to sway public opinion against former President Goodluck Jonathan to the advantage of his favored candidate, one other senior lawyer.
But I think in this case he was flying a political kite. You would know that from the fact that he put out a statement which read to the effect that it has been confirmed that President Goodluck Jonathan will be defecting to the APC and contesting on that platform. In the first place, it has not been confirmed. So it is obvious that he's making more of a political statement than a legal one.
During military regimes in Nigeria, FALANA, alongside the very legal luminary, Chief Gani Fayowemi, now of blessed memory, and many other respected lawyers were fierce opponents of retrospective law in any form.
A person who was sworn in, to complete the term of another person in office is only entitled to contest once after that. In other words, you can only be sworn in twice. Some of my colleagues have said that provision is not retrospective, with profound respect.
The General Ibrahim Babangida era was especially notorious for using flimsy laws to ban, unban, and reban politicians from contesting elections at the time. Sadly, today, we see a FALANA shamelessly championing retrospective legislation.
It is retrospective and not prospective.
Right. You cannot make a law to have retrospective effect. In other words, a law takes effect from the day it comes into operation.
In FALANA's new but twisted opinion, governments should have the power to make laws and backdate them to take away the rights and liberties of people it wishes.
Where no other provision is provided as to when an act will come into effect, it is deemed to come into effect on the date in which it was made. What does it mean? It means that an act comes into effect the day in which that law was made. That does not mean that the National Assembly cannot make the law retrospective. It can, but it more specifically states that it is making it a retrospective act.
Yeah, the assertion by the leading senior advocate of Nigeria, FEMI FALANA, is misleading, inaccurate, and untenable in law and in facts.
Well, first and foremost, my view is that Mr. FALANA got it wrong to submit that former President Jonathan is not qualified to contest the 2023 election on the basis of Section 137, Section 3. The simple reason is that Section 137, subsection 3 is a product of the fourth alteration of the 1999 Constitution, and the fourth alteration came into effect in June 2000 or July 2018. And at that time, the event that necessitated Jonathan's case coming into the ambit of that provision had occurred.
This is all for the fear of President Goodluck Jonathan. To ensure Goodluck Jonathan doesn't contest the 2023 election, FALANA is prepared to set a very dangerous precedent, which could consume even him someday, knowing very well that the courts frown at it. Going by FALANA's shameless postulation, any government could wake up one day and pass a law making all the children born out of wedlock in years past illegitimate and cannot hold public office. At this point, FALANA will have no moral right to argue against it because his hate for Jonathan had made him give biased legal advice.
Why do you think that this is coming up now?
Nigerians should not forget that FALANA speaks from where his mouth is. He's a politician whom has twice contested the governorship of Ekiti and failed woefully. He was rumored to have lobbied for appointment as the Attorney General when Buhari was elected. When that failed, he turned against Buhari's government with spurious statements that served his interest. FALANA is putting our democracy in danger by his selective and myopic legal advices. Any future ambitious president can elect to amend specific parts of our constitution to target the right and property of his opponent. A mischievous president can even amend our law to bar people of certain heights of less than 5 feet tall from vying for the presidency. FALANA should stop regaling the public with his unsolicited, jaundiced legal opinion. If he feels so strongly about any legal issue, he should reserve such for the court of law, where he will meet formidable sands as opponents.